Elite Racing Pigeon Bloodlines, the secrets of champion breeders. Hello and welcome to this deep dive into the world of Elite Racing Pigeon Bloodlines. If you are passionate about pigeon racing and breeding champions, you have come to the right place. Understanding bloodlines is essential for any serious breeder, as it determines speed, endurance, intelligence, and overall performance. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We bring you the latest insights into breeding techniques, training strategies, and the science behind racing pigeon success. Don't miss out on the secrets that top breeders use to develop their winning bloodlines. Now, let's unlock the secrets of elite pigeon bloodlines and how you can use this knowledge to breed faster, stronger, and more consistent champions. Why bloodlines matter in racing pigeons. A pigeon's performance on race day is not just about training, it is deeply rooted in its genetics and ancestry. The most successful pigeon fanciers in the world rely on elite bloodlines that have been refined over generations. A strong bloodline ensures consistent performance. Racing ability is passed down from champions. Superior genetics. Birds inherit key traits such as speed, endurance, and homing instinct. Better adaptability. Strong bloodlines produce pigeons that excel in different race conditions. Higher success rates in breeding. The chances of producing winners are far greater when breeding from proven stock. Elite bloodlines are not just about having famous names in your loft. They are about selecting the right pigeons with the right qualities to ensure long-term success. What makes a racing pigeon bloodline elite? Not all pigeons with a famous pedigree become champions. An elite bloodline is carefully managed and selectively bred to maintain high-level racing performance over multiple generations. The key factors that make a bloodline elite include: 1. Performance-based selection. Only pigeons that consistently perform at the top level in races should be used for breeding. Many fanciers make the mistake of breeding based on pedigree alone without considering actual performance. Successful bloodlines are built on pigeons that have proven themselves through winning multiple races across different distances and conditions. Consistently ranking among the top competitors. Demonstrating a strong homing ability and mental resilience. If a pigeon does not meet these criteria, it should not be part of an elite bloodline, no matter how famous its ancestors are. 2. Genetic strength and health. A strong bloodline should have healthy, robust pigeons with excellent muscle composition for endurance and speed. A strong immune system to resist common diseases. Balanced wing structure and feather quality for efficient flight. Breeding pigeons with weak immunity or structural defects will weaken the bloodline over time. Selecting the healthiest birds is just as important as selecting the fastest. 3. Consistency across generations. An elite bloodline does not rely on a single exceptional pigeon, it consistently produces high-performing offspring. A bloodline is considered elite if multiple generations have produced top racers. The offspring show little variation in racing ability. Pigeons from the bloodline maintain their strength even when bred with different strains. Bloodlines that produce one-time winners but fail to deliver consistent champions are not truly elite. The most successful racing pigeon bloodlines in history. Some bloodlines have dominated international pigeon racing for decades. These families have been selectively bred to maintain speed, intelligence, and endurance. Let's take a look at some of the most successful bloodlines in history. Jansen Pigeons, the sprint champions. One of the most famous and successful bloodlines in pigeon racing, Jansen Pigeons have been a dominant force for over a century. Developed by the Jansen brothers of Belgium, these pigeons are known for explosive speed, perfect for short and middle distance races. Compact, muscular bodies, designed for quick acceleration. Highly intelligent homing instinct, ensures fast returns in competitive races. Many modern bloodlines include Janssen genetics because of their consistent speed and racing ability. Koopman Pigeons, the modern long-distance specialists developed by Gerard Koopman, this bloodline has redefined pigeon racing. Koopman Pigeons are valued for superior endurance, ideal for long-distance races. Strong immunity and disease resistance, ensuring long-term performance. Sharp navigation skills, excellent at finding the fastest route home. Many fanciers cross Koopman Pigeons with sprint bloodlines to create well-balanced races. Meulemans Pigeons, the versatile champions. The Meulemans bloodline, developed by Gustav Meulemans, is known for its all-round racing ability. These pigeons excel in both short and long-distance races. Fast recovery after races. Strong competitive instincts and motivation to win. Meulemans pigeons are often crossbred with other strains to improve overall racing ability. Van Loon Pigeons, the perfect mix of speed and stamina developed by Louis Van Loon. These pigeons are used worldwide for their balanced genetics for speed and endurance. High adaptability to different race conditions. Strong wing and muscle structure for efficient flight. Many fanciers use Van Loon pigeons in hybrid breeding programs to create champions with both power and intelligence. How to preserve and improve an elite bloodline. Owning pigeons from a great bloodline is not enough, you must also maintain and improve the lineage over time. The key to preserving an elite bloodline is careful selection, testing, and controlled breeding. To maintain a top-tier bloodline, follow these essential steps. Black tick mark, breed only from top performers, never compromise on quality. Black tick mark, avoid excessive inbreeding, maintain genetic diversity for strong immune systems. Black tick mark, introduce new blood carefully, outcross only when necessary to prevent genetic decline. Black tick mark, test and evaluate all offspring. Not every pigeon in a great bloodline will be a champion. Select the best and eliminate the weak. By following these principles, you can ensure that your bloodline remains competitive for generations. Creating your own champion bloodline, step-by-step guide. Building a champion racing pigeon bloodline is not about luck, it requires strategic breeding, genetic management, and continuous selection. Many top pigeon fanciers spend years perfecting their bloodlines, ensuring that each generation of pigeons becomes faster, stronger, and more intelligent. In this section, we will break down the step-by-step process to develop your own elite bloodline capable of winning races consistently. Step 1. Define your breeding goals. Before starting a breeding program, you must establish clear objectives. What type of racing pigeon are you trying to produce? Consider the following factors. Race distance. Do you want pigeons specialized in sprint, 100 to 300 kilometers, middle distance, 300 to 600 kilometers, or long distance, 600 plus km, races? Speed versus stamina. Are you focusing on explosive acceleration for short races or endurance and mental resilience for long races? Environmental adaptability. Will your pigeons race in hot, humid, cold, or windy conditions? Some bloodlines perform better in specific climates. Mental toughness. Do you need pigeons with high motivation and strong racing instincts? Once you define your goals, selecting the right foundation birds becomes much easier. Step 2. Select elite foundation breeders. Your foundation pigeons are the base of your bloodline. These pigeons should be proven racers or come from top-performing bloodlines. How to choose foundation breeders. Black tick mark, performance-based selection. Only use pigeons that have proven themselves in races. A champion bloodline starts with winning genetics. Black tick mark, physical structure. Look for pigeons with strong muscles and a well-balanced body for endurance. Compact wing structure for efficient flying. Healthy feather condition for weather resistance. Black tick mark, intelligence and navigation skills. Select pigeons with a sharp homing instinct and the ability to adjust to different racing conditions. Black tick mark, health and immunity. Avoid pigeons with a history of disease or weakness. A bloodline must be resistant to common pigeon illnesses. Black tick mark, genetic diversity. Your initial breeders should not be too closely related to prevent inbreeding weaknesses. A strong foundation pair will determine the quality of future generations. Step 3. Implement a breeding strategy. Once you have selected your foundation pigeons, it's time to establish a breeding system. There are 3 main breeding strategies used by top pigeon fanciers. 1. Line breeding, mild inbreeding for consistency. Line breeding involves breeding pigeons that share a common ancestor, for example, grandfather x granddaughter, cousin x cousin. This technique reinforces desirable traits like speed, endurance, and homing ability. It avoids the extreme risks of inbreeding while keeping the bloodline genetically strong. 2. Inbreeding, concentrating champion genes. Inbreeding pairs closely related pigeons, for example, father x daughter, brother x sister. It helps preserve the strongest racing traits, but it must be managed carefully to avoid genetic weaknesses. Inbreeding should be followed by an outcross to introduce fresh genetics and maintain bloodline vitality. 3. Outcrossing, introducing new blood for hybrid vigor. Outcrossing is breeding your bloodline with an unrelated top-performing pigeon. This technique refreshes genetics, improving immune system strength, endurance, and adaptability. Outcrossing is usually done every few generations to prevent inbreeding depression. A successful breeder balances these 3 techniques to maintain an elite bloodline over multiple generations. Step 4. Test and evaluate offspring performance. Not every pigeon from an elite bloodline will become a champion. Performance testing is crucial to identify which birds should continue the bloodline. Key performance tests: black tick mark, training flights. Observe which pigeons consistently return the fastest. Black tick mark, race performance. Only select pigeons that perform well in actual competitions. Black tick mark, navigation ability. Track how well young pigeons adapt to new locations. Black tick mark, recovery rate. Ensure pigeons recover quickly after racing, showing strong endurance. Eliminate weak birds and only breed from top performers. This ensures that each new generation is stronger than the previous one. Step 5. Maintain bloodline health and performance. Even a well-established bloodline can decline without proper health management and continuous improvement. How to keep your bloodline strong? Black tick mark, regular health checks. Monitor for disease resistance and strong immune function. Black tick mark, proper nutrition. A diet rich in proteins, fats, and essential vitamins ensures top performance. Black tick mark, optimal loft conditions. Clean, well-ventilated loft prevents respiratory diseases and stress. Black tick mark, avoid overbreeding. Only produce a limited number of offspring each season to focus on quality over quantity. A champion bloodline requires constant monitoring and improvement to remain competitive. Step 6. Fine-tune your bloodline over time. Top breeders constantly refine their bloodlines by black tick mark, studying performance trends, tracking race results to identify genetic strengths and weaknesses. Black tick mark, introducing new bloodlines when necessary. If a bloodline shows signs of weakness, introduce a carefully selected outcross. Black tick mark, eliminating underperforming pigeons. Never keep a pigeon in the breeding program just because of its pedigree. Only its performance matters. Over time, your bloodline will become stronger and more consistent, producing winners generation after generation. Final thoughts: building a legacy of champions. Creating a champion racing pigeon bloodline is a long-term commitment that requires black tick mark, careful selection of foundation pigeons with proven racing ability. Black tick mark, a structured breeding strategy combining line breeding, inbreeding, and outcrossing. Black tick mark, continuous performance testing to ensure only the best pigeons are bred. Black tick mark, strict health management to maintain endurance and immunity. Black tick mark, ongoing refinement to improve speed, stamina, and homing ability over time. The world's top pigeon fanciers did not build their champion bloodlines overnight. They followed a disciplined approach to breeding, selection, and testing. By applying these principles, you can create your own elite bloodline that consistently dominates races. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe to our channel for more insights on pigeon breeding, training, and racing strategies. Let us know in the comments what bloodlines you work with and what topics you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and best of luck in building your legacy of champion pigeons.